Videos on the Dano channel are intended for audiences 13 and above. If you are 12 and under, please only watch with parental supervision. While my intended audience is PG-13, rest assured content is always family friendly and always will be. Hey everybody, welcome to the Dano channel. I am Dano and I'm back making vids again. Thank you. Because I was gone for a couple weeks, I missed out on making videos on each of the Mandalorian episodes. So I'm just going to jump in here with episode 5, The Gunslinger. What I did is I watched it last night and I took a bunch of screenshots of stuff that I thought was interesting to me. And that's how my breakdowns are going to be. I'm basically just going to go through all of my screenshots with you guys. And we're going to I'm just going to talk about them and we'll have a little discussion down below in the comments as to what we all think. So that being said, spoiler alert. You've been warned, okay? You've been warned. There's definitely going to be spoilers for The Mandalorian, Episode 5, The Gunslinger, and everything before it. So, don't watch if you don't want to be spoiled. Cool? We good? Let's go. Alright, so first thing, let me see if I can bring this down a little bit. There we go, that's better. The episode opens up in this, like, cool dogfight. We haven't really seen any space dogfights going on. Of course, I've got my own Razor Crest Hot Wheels that I have nearby. It was really cool to see, just a little dogfight. One of the neat parts about it was not only just seeing it in space, but this right here, this little interface that they've got. That's like on the Death Star trench when the X-Wing got in the line of the Darth Vader and he shot him down. You could see it move and line up. I love that they just reused that. It looks so good. It was such a cool like moment. That was the first time like this episode where I was like, "What? Get out of here!" And it was so cool. All right, next up, I've got this. Oh my goodness. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, Tatooine. That's absolutely Tatooine. There's no way it's not Tatooine. And of course, here we go, Beggar's Canyon. That shot is exactly Beggar's Canyon. So already we're on like this New Hope nostalgia kick, which, I mean, the show is very old school Star Wars just because the timeline's 5 years after Return of the Jedi. But we're going to Tatooine. We're flying through Beggar's Canyon. There's Mos Eisley. That's the same shot of like the Tunisia desert or whatever for Mos Eisley. I mean, it might be a little different CGI wise or whatever, but I mean the mountains, everything that looks almost exactly like it did in A New Hope. That's amazing. I saw that and instantly my brain was like, "Oh my, are we going back?" At this point, I've yelled at the screen 3 or 4 times, like, "No way!" So we're off to a good start on this episode. Of course, we get to see the Razor Crest land, and I thought that was cool. We get to see it just land in a little like docking bay, similar to the way it did on the Millennium Falcon does. You know, when we see it take off, it looks the same. It's very consistent. Oh, and there's pit droids. There was pit droids. The mechanic who lives there. I love it. And then when there's so much just Tatooine nostalgia in this I almost said level in this episode. In this episode was comedian Amy Sedaris. So I know her not know her personally, but know her work through a show called Strangers with Candy that was on Comedy Central when I was younger. Probably shouldn't have been watching it. For what it was, pretty off-color humor. You wouldn't get away with that kind of humor today. Let's put it that way. But I know her, like, and she shows up in comedy podcasts and stuff like that I listen to. So it's kind of interesting to see another comedian show up as an extra, kind of like side character. We had Brian Posehn in episode 1. He was the guy who drove the little transport and, got eaten by the walrus thing. Who else? Horatio Sands from Saturday Night Live was the blue-faced dude in the very beginning of episode 1. Of Mandalorian episode 1, I should say. And who else on the last episode? The waitress was like Josh Gad's wife. I forget her name, sorry. But, there's like this comedian in that kind of thing. I guess I consider Josh Gad a comedian. I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. They're going that route and using comedians. I like it, though. I think it's cool. So after that, another shot, a street shot that is clearly Mos Eisley. I played enough Battlefronts, like the old one, Battlefront 2, for like Xbox or 360, and that's it. I've played in that place forever. Even the new Battlefront has Mos Eisley. I forget about that. I don't play it enough, but yeah, it's clearly Mos Eisley. They did such a good job of replicating it. And then we get to see this, which is also my background here for this template. It's the spiky head. So what this tells me is that 5 years after the Empire, Tatooine is like, no, they're done with the Empire. In that other planet where the Mando like was to start off the first couple episodes, where the Mandalorians had their den, there was obviously still an Imperial presence somewhat. There were stormtroopers. They were kind of in hiding, but they were still there. And here it's like just a warning sign of like, no stormtroopers here, no Empire here at all. Things in Mos Eisley have definitely changed over the last few years. Next up, I love this part. I love that they were playing Sabacc. The fact that they were playing Sabacc was really cool to me. Because I've been working on making my own currency. If you follow me on Instagram and Twitter or whatever, I even have like little Mandalorian gold coins, some like silver, you know, I'm just working on making different stuff. So me and the kids and wife can play Sabacc with like chips and maybe throw some money value at them, and we'll play for allowance or something. I'm gonna gamble away my kids' allowance on me. They're gonna lose it to me is what's gonna happen. Not really, maybe, who knows. And of course, gratuitous baby Yoda. He's everywhere in this. He's just the most adorable little puppet thing I've ever seen, and I hope we get like a $300 fancy exact replica one or something like that. That'd be really cool. Oh, there's more, because why wouldn't I take more screenshots of Baby Yoda? So I took these screenshots last night and I recorded this and it didn't work, so I'm re-recording it now. And so this is my second time getting to go through these. And I did kind of forget, since like my sleep overnight, I kind of forgot what I did take screenshots of. Oh, this right here. This is really cool. So he's going into the same cantina. That shot right there is the same shot in A New Hope. He's going into the exact same cantina. You can see the wreckage of the Dowager Queen, I think is the name of the ship. That's like the wreckage on the far left over there. And that was really cool to see. In this next shot, he's going in the same entrance, same camera angle, but notice on the very, very left, the far left of the image there's no droid scanner. There's no droid scanner at all, because all the bartenders now are droids. Wooher, the old, rude, no droids, we don't allow their kind here. He's out, and the droids took over the bar. I love it. I love that the droids are running the bar. And there's a little R5 unit right there. Here's a little close-up. Is that R5D4? Is it? I rock an R5D4 patch on my jacket, because I don't know how to work a camera. There you go, R5D4. I love R5D4. I think that's really cool. That looks like him. I think that is R5D4. The head may look, I don't know. I think it is. All right, next up. We get to meet Toro Calican. Toro Calican. I don't know how you say that. Toro Calican. Obviously, he's a space jerk. You can just tell. # space jerk. And just by the way, his demeanor. The cool thing in this spot, though, is that coin, especially since I've been like focusing on all these coins and stuff. Like literally, I even have these too, which are like Imperial chips. I got them silver, gold, and I'm making some. I'll probably sell some extras once I'm done making them all. But I'm like kind of obsessed with Star Wars currency right now. So seeing that coin with the rebellion symbol on it was really interesting. Here's another kind of better look. We can go back. Oh no, go back. Go back. You can kind of see a little bit when I move the frames there. Yeah, I don't know. What is that coin? I want one. It almost reminds me of the chip from Canto Bight, which I have as a pin here. But it's not. It's definitely the rebellion symbol. Or soon to be resistance, I guess. And notice where he's sitting. Notice that spot that he's sitting in. I'm going to go back. That's where Han Solo sat. That is where Han and Greedo had their little moment. Right in there. It absolutely was. And look at the same way the camera angles are lined up. It's such a like fan letter to A New Hope, which I think can get kind of gross if it gets to be too much. But in this episode, I think it was enough. It was enough moments for me to be like, oh, what? But still be involved in the story and not get taken out of it. But here we learn about Fennec Shand, played by Ming Na Wen. She's on the bounty puck right there. There you go. And I thought we would get a little bit more out of Ming Na Wen. Because spoilers, if you watch this and we're going to discuss this here, she was just a one-off on this episode. Let's go back. I'd love the idea of this whole bounty puck thing. I'm going to 3D print some and probably use them in videos and After Effects and make it look like there's bounty, just because it's cool. I think it's neat and I want to learn how to do that. So I just love all the new lore, bounty pucks, Beskar, all the new stuff they've introduced into Star Wars that just instantly feels Star Wars. And not to mention the memes. Oh, look, like baby, go back, Baby Yoda. The Baby Yoda memes are one of the best things to come out of the show. Let's be real. There's Amy Sedaris and Baby Yoda just because I had to. Next up, they get some swoop. Well, the speeder bikes. They look like swoop bikes. I think they look actually a lot like swoop bikes, like we saw in what was it, Shadows of the Empire, the video game, which again took place partially on Tatooine. So it's just a lot of cool stuff. I think they look good. I like all of this, and I don't know if I have a shot of this later, but just behind Toro Calican or whatever is the number for her documents, like 35. It's done in the same style as the 94 on A New Hope for that one. It's those little details, those little things that I just see, and I'm like, yeah, you guys are doing good. So we get, they're just flying through the desert. I don't know why I got a shot of that. Oh, they happen upon some banthas and sand people, and I love that the look through the binoculars is the same style. Again, as A New Hope, and in the same style of A New Hope. And I had a feeling this would happen. As I was watching it, I was like, oh, he's gonna take him off. There's gonna be sand people attacking him, just like on A New Hope. Lo and behold, there they are, right behind him. I was like, what? This part did shock me though when they started doing sign language. How did you guys feel? I guess that makes sense better than the kind of sounds they make. And he has a gaffy stick. I have a gaffy stick somewhere back there. It's like a foam one I got from Disney Store. It's like a legit gaffy stick toy. I'm pretty impressed with it. I've never done a video on it, but it's just neat to see gaffy sticks again, or Gadurfy sticks is the full proper name. But it was neat seeing sand people. I like that. I was like, that's cool. And then they happen upon a guy being dragged by a dewback, another bounty hunter, I think. I just took a screenshot of it because I thought he looked cool. I wanted to look at his little jacket greebly that he's got right there, and kind of I like having these photos as reference when I create stuff for me. So I thought he had a cool looking jacket. I thought it looked interesting. We don't get to know more about him, unfortunately. He's just some dead bounty hunter who was looking for Ming Na Wen's character. And speaking of which, she had likely the one who shot him off the dewback, and she was sniping Mando and Toro Pelican or whatever his name is. And it was I wanted to know more about her, but there's her little sniper rifle with her Predator type view, pretty cool looking. I like Predator the movie, with Arnold. That's right. But there's Ming Na Wen. There she is, getting snuck up by the Mando. It was interesting, this Toro Pelican guy who was not part of the guild yet. He was like this noob, but you could tell he's a shady character just by the way he is. And I don't like how eager the Mandalorian was to help. It didn't take much selling for the Mandalorian to be like, okay, I'll help. At least in the last episode where the guys were like, oh, we gotta walk all the way back to the middle of nowhere. It's like, oh, ears perked up. Middle of nowhere, you say? I'm in. And, because there was a benefit for him there. He wanted to hide out in the middle of nowhere. Sounds perfect. And he got roped into helping him defeat the ATST right there. But this one, it felt to me just a little too easy. He just was like, okay, I guess I'll help. Let's go. I was like, what? Why didn't you need more selling? He did need money to get his ship fixed. So there's that. He was desperate for a job. So, it just felt too easy to me. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. But there's Ming Na Wen. There's this guy. They're talking for a little bit. And, of course, her being a shiesty molesty, she talks him into betraying the Mandalorian because the Mando, there's rumors already. There's already rumors from that first planet that the Mando blasted out of when he stole the kid. Word is getting out, and she knew about a Mandalorian who had escaped and was worth tons of money to the guild, and that's what she kind of sold him on. And he's like, oh yeah, well, I can kill you and kill him and get all the money myself, and I'll be a guild legend. And of course, this young dummy messes it up, but so he kills Ming Na Wen, like I said. And it was interesting to see Mandalorian comes back on the dewback in the middle of the night. He's like, what, where is everybody? But of course he's got to know something's up. Old Toro Pelican man is waiting. I know it's not his name. Is waiting inside the ship. He just looked like they just cast him as like a sleazeball, which is, that's rough. That if you're an actor, you're like, no, you look like a sleazeball. I'm glad I got the job, but ouch. I liked these flare things. It's in his hand there, so I did that. But these flare things were interesting. The way they could use them to blind Ming Na Wen when she was using her sniper rifle. I hope to see those in video games too. We do have flash grenades in Battlefront, stuff like that. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's exactly what it was. But it was cool to see how they used them multiple times. I like when they dive in on a weapon a little bit. But notice he didn't have his rifle with him when they was out in the desert. Why? I think he just left it on the ship. I don't know. But he should have brought that rifle with him. But also, as writers, it was probably more a deal of like, well, that'll just make it too easy. You know, if he has the rifle with him, he can just snipe back at Ming Na Wen, and then you're stuck. Just snipe shot over and over. And that's not a very fun episode. So I think they had to take it away from him and let him leave it on the ship for that purpose, for story reasons. Oh, there's Baby Yoda. Look at him, little Baby Yoda with a little mouth. Oh, who doesn't love Baby Yoda, right? Who doesn't love that adorable... I know it's not Yoda, but like that adorable little creature. How can you not love? That's why this show's doing so well. I mean, it's great and it's well done. All the details are amazing, but come on. No, there's more. I had to get more. I couldn't get enough Baby Yoda. I never can. And at the very end of the episode, this part I thought was really interesting. Someone walks up to her dead body, to Ming Na Wen's dead body. Someone like creeps up. Who is it? Who do you guys think it is? I think it is the character, I don't know his name yet because we haven't learned it, that's going to be played by Giancarlo Esposito from Breaking Bad. He played Gustavo Fring. I think that we've seen him in the trailers. I think he was flying a TIE fighter or something, but he has an Imperial outfit on, and we've seen him. And I have a feeling that's him, and he's hot on the trail of the Mando, and that's what they're setting up right here. It's like, oh, someone knows. We'll see. And then the episode's over, and we get to see this kind of all this different concept art, which I love that they end the show with concept art for the episode. This one I thought was funny because it looks like the guy on the swoop bike that's not the Mando. He looks like Orlando Bloom. If you go back and rewatch it, it looks like Orlando Bloom from Pirates of the Caribbean. And I was like, oh, I wonder if maybe they had him in mind and he declined. I don't know. And then just a shot of Mos Eisley. Looks cool. I like it. Now the guy looks different. He looks like, what's his name? Pete Davidson from SNL. The albino guy with like dark hair or a wig or something. Yeah, it's interesting. And I don't think these are in any particular order. This is how they showed up in the show for me, I think. I don't remember. It was late last night. But they are using those flares that I mentioned. That's cool. It's Ming Na Wen's name. The sign language. The sign language. A little recap on the sign language. And of course, the bartender droids. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my god. You know what's weird? The bar looked smaller in this episode than it did in A New Hope. It just felt smaller. Maybe because there was less people. And it felt, I don't know, like maybe when there's more people, it felt bigger because there's way more people before. But it just felt a little small. There's that same shot, those same mountains, the way that's done. Clearly, it's A New Hope. It's from A New Hope. Then there's the old lady that was played by Amy Sedaris, but she's all hunched over here. I don't know why she's so hunched over. But the rest of that painting that they did, they nailed it. That's exactly what it looked like in that docking bay. All of it, the cage in the middle, that's really cool. Really, really cool. I'm stoked on that. And then, of course, him on a dewback. Why not have this cool shot of Mando on a dewback? Now notice the rifle is in his hand there, but he didn't have it with him. I don't think he had it with him in the show. So it's probably one of those story devices of, we got to take the rifle away or else it's going to be a weird episode. And, Baby Yoda. I think that's the last one. We got to end. Yeah, it's the last one. We're ending with Baby Yoda. I really liked this episode. I'm thoroughly enjoying this show. We only have a few more episodes left, though. I think there's 8 or 9 for this first season, and that's it. That is it. So we've got 3 or 4 more episodes to go, and 3 or 4 more weeks of wonderful, happy fandom loving this stuff. And then we gotta wait till season 2. We hopefully with the Rise of Skywalker coming, it's gonna. Hopefully most people are satisfied. I'm sure I will be. I just know it. I love Star Wars. I geek out on it no matter what. Just because I love the detail of the work they put into it. As seen here in this show. Guys, I want to know your thoughts. What did you think about the Gunslinger episode 5? Any of the stuff that I brought up in my little recap? And do you like this format? Do you like this format where I watch it? I take my own screenshots. I have my own talking points, and I just kind of review and go over them with you guys. Let me know down in the comments below if you like this format, and I'll do the same next week. And and there you go. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed, hit the notification bell, and hit all notifications because I'm releasing multiple videos a day till the end of the month. Thanks to this whole Kappa business, I got a bunch of toys I want to get out and done before this gets wild in January. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you don't miss all the vids. We're reviewing all kinds of stuff here on the Dano channel. Until next time, you know I love you. So may the Force have with you. And goodbye forever. Hey, you.
While you're sitting there wondering what to watch next, ask yourself this: do you love Star Wars? Do you love being ridiculous? Well, you're going to love being subscribed to the Dano channel, and I would love to have you here. So make sure you subscribe before you go. But if not, click on one of those two boxes for a video that I suggest that you should watch.
May the Force be with you. Good. Bye. Forever.